we're going to be talking about the pipeline fundamentals. Really the opportunity module of Infusionsoft, which is one of my favorite parts of the software. It's so powerful, and as you go through these videos, you're going to hopefully understand why. It's a supremely powerful tool. So that's why video 1, we're going to start by setting up the sales pipeline, just getting those stages going. That's really the foundation of any sales pipeline, is to get those stages in place and make sure they're meaningful. So that's the first thing we're going to do. And then once we've done that, we can immediately begin learning how to work sales opportunities. As soon as you have your pipeline set up, you can immediately start using it. You don't have to build automation or anything around it. You can just start going. So that's why we're going to show you how to work sales opportunities and how easy it is, because it's really one of the most misunderstood parts of Infusionsoft because of the usability of it, at least as it is today. And hopefully I'll clarify that for you and show you just, again, why it's such a powerful, and again, in my opinion, one of the most powerful parts of the software. And then to make it even better, I'm going to share with you how to build the, quote, perfect sales rep dashboard, something that I use every day to run my business, something that I've built for many, many clients, and it works. I actually had a client that said that they had their best month ever because they started using their dashboard as we set it up. It took them a few months to get going, but as soon as you started using it, bam, best month of his business. So we're going to show you how to empower that. And then when you have larger teams, we're going to look at using round robins, which is basically how to distribute leads among the different sales people and sales teams that you got. So if you have a lot of people working leads, you can automatically dish them out as you need and still build great automation around it. So we're going to learn how to do that. And then we're going to end this section by learning about lead scoring and how to set it up. You're going to learn a basic structure for a general purpose lead scoring system, and then you'll learn how lead scoring actually works. And my hope is that you'll go ahead and take your specific business needs and build them into, the framework that I give you as a starting point. It literally is everything that you need to get started with using opportunities inside Infusionsoft, either with you or a sales team.
In this video, we're going to be setting up a sales pipeline. A pipeline is a clearly defined process flow with specific measurable milestones or stages. A sales pipeline is a set of defined sales stages that sales reps can use to manage their leads or prospects. Infusionsoft has a very easy-to-use pipeline module known as opportunities. So in this video, we're going to take a look at the milestones in at least one sales pipeline model. We're going to look at adding these milestones as stages and then configuring the different opportunity settings here. So we're going to start by hovering over the main navigation and go to CRM settings. In the sales settings on the left of the page, you want to go to sales pipeline. Now you might have some stages here already, and if you want, you can simply edit and replace them. So we're going to go ahead and go through these milestones, and I'm going to explain what each one of them means, because they're a clear, distinct part in the sales process. So the new opportunity means the lead has been identified as someone who should be contacted. That's it, they're brand new. So we want to say the target number of days is 1 and the probability is 10. The target number of days is just how long we want them to be sitting in that particular stage. So we're going to build the rest of these out too. The next in line is contacting. And this means that the sales rep has made one attempt to get a voice-to-voice communication, but they did not reach the lead. So 7 days and a probability of 25. The next one in line is engaging. And this stage means that the sales rep has established conversation, but the lead has not yet been determined as qualified to proceed down the pipeline. So after engaging, we have qualified. And this means that the sales rep has determined that the lead has a budget and the authority to spend it. The lead is now officially a prospect. So at that point, it's the flip of a coin. They can say yes or no. Now, after qualified, your sales process may be slightly different, but all sales pipelines should start with these same stages. In this example, we're going to pretend that after somebody's qualified, we send them a quote, and then if we accept it, we collect a deposit, and then they've become a client or a customer. So after qualified, we're going to say that quote sent is the next stage. And this means that the sales rep has delivered the prospect a quote for the potential sale. Now, when we need to add new stages, we simply type them here and add. So after the quote sent, we have the quote finalizing stage. And this means that the sales rep is adjusting the details of the quote with the prospect. So it's almost kind of like a negotiation phase. After quote finalizing, we have the quote accepted. Basically, this means the proposal is given verbal or written acceptance of the proposed quote. So after the quote has been accepted, then of course we need to make sure that we're collecting the money. So then we have our deposit secured. And this is basically the win stage. The prospect has paid the initial deposit and is now a paying customer. And then last but not least, we do have a lost stage because not every lead is going to become a paying customer, and we want to be able to track that and have some data around that. All right. So now we've built our sales stages here. And as a reminder, even if you're not doing quotes necessarily, you're always going to want to have these same 4 stages of new opportunity, contacting, engaging, and qualified. At that point, maybe you're doing a demo, or maybe you're sending them a sample. So now that we've set up our stages, we want to make sure that the actual opportunity settings are properly configured. So if everything looks okay here, we're going to go to the opportunity defaults over here on the left. In the active sales stages section, you want to select all the stages with the exception of the win and the loss. So I'm going to hold shift on my keyboard and click on quote accepted. I've now highlighted all the sales stages except for win and loss. Underneath this in the default stage, you want to tell the system what is the default stage. We're going to say this is new opportunity. We're also going to tell the system what is the win and the loss stage. And there's actual reports that use whatever is defined as the win and the loss stage, so this is important to know. You're also going to want to add a couple of reasons. And this way you can track the effectiveness of what's working and what isn't working. You can optionally require a loss reason. In essence, this means that a sales rep cannot close the lead unless, and mark it as win, unless they choose a reason here. We can also choose a loss stage. And again, there's reporting that leverages what's defined as the loss stage. We can add extra loss reasons if we need, and we can also require it. At this point, we can scroll down to the bottom of the page and click on Save. So what we've just done is we've laid down the foundation for any pipeline by first declaring the sales stages and then configuring the key sales milestone options. The stages and options that we've configured here are going to control how the users interact with opportunity records. So there's a couple things to keep in mind here. When we're creating a stage, the order determines how the stages are displayed in the drop-down that's presented to the sales rep when they're working inside of an opportunity. When we're creating the target number of days, this is helpful for a sales rep when they're working inside an opportunity to see how soon they should be trying to advance a lead or a prospect. So for example, they're in the new opportunity stage and this is saying move within 1 day. Now, when we're creating a pipeline stage, the probability is used to determine weighted revenue forecast reporting. In effect, it's the chance that a lead or a prospect has of becoming a customer based on the sales stage that they're currently in. For example, the probability of the new opportunity stage is 10%. This means that out of the potential $460 sale, it's really only a $46 if we look at the weighted revenue, because that's 10%. When we're creating our pipeline stages, we can also create a checklist. If we click here to open up a pop-up menu, we can create checklists for the specific stage itself. Now when we refresh, we'll see that we have this option here. Because it's required, if I try to move the opportunity stage, it'll give me a notification saying you must check these all off. There is no reporting based around these steps within a sales stage. The only place to see them is within the opportunity record directly under the sales history. You can see that in the stage new opportunity, the checklist step of make phone call attempt was done on this date, and it was required. Remember though, there is no automation or reporting based on that checklist functionality, so make sure that you use it where appropriate. Now for sales that have an involved or a complex fulfillment process, for example, solar panel installation, we can add extra stages after the win stage to track and manage the customer fulfillment experience. So for example, if we were doing solar panel install, we could have a stage called parts ordered, install scheduled, install complete, and then the inspection is complete. This is the inspection by the city, making sure that all the panels and things are installed properly. So now after we've moved them to 1, we can go ahead and track a complex fulfillment process. We can create custom fields for opportunity records to store critical information or data that needs to be reported. In the admin settings, when we're looking at custom fields, we can change this drop-down to be opportunity. And now we can set up a custom field for the opportunity record, just like we've always done. For example, if we wanted to hold the date of the installation, we can create a custom field in the opportunity record that holds this. Now, not only do we have the data here, this is also something that we can search by and pull reporting on whenever we're doing an opportunity search. There's one last gotcha around setting up opportunities. In order for a user to be assigned an opportunity, they must be part of the group chosen in the first drop down here under Viewing Opportunities. Users can be added to different groups through the Users menu in the main navigation. So if you have a user that needs to be in the sales rep group, because that's what's configured here, we can do that under Users and give the individual users access to that group. We can also set up a different group of users if we wanted to and have those work opportunities. Again, this was a sales pipeline example, but if we were doing something like fulfillment, maybe we wouldn't assign opportunities to the sales rep group. Maybe we would assign it to the project foreman group.